Previously on Sailing Zatara, after us being at sea for over 30 days, Keith had to go back to the States for a week to take care of business, so I managed the kids in the boat in the Dominican Republic.
It's Sunday night. We are getting ready to do the Mona Passage. We're in Puerto Plata. We're about 80 miles away from Samana. And then we will head south and over to where we'll kick off to the Mona Passage. We've got a weather window, looks like, coming up on the offshore weather reports on Wednesday afternoon. We're going to leave here, fill up with fuel, tie everything down, and then we'll head across Wednesday night down to Samana. Should show up there Thursday evening, and then Thursday evening we'll kick on down the coast, and then hopefully 4 or 5 in the morning we'll be heading out across the Mona Passage to Boca Raton, Puerto Rico. Hopefully we'll have a good passage. It's probably going to be rough the first 12-13 hours because that's the edge of the weather window. We're heading on to Puerto Rico, which we'll spend Christmas in Puerto Rico, and then hopefully the real fun sailing starts as we in this windward passage and we start the broad reaches down south, and then downwind sailing all the way to the ABC Islands. I think we're going to stop at Las Rocas. I've checked some security reports there, and we really want to see Las Rocas, so I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully the hardest part of our sailing is getting behind us. I'll check back in with you when we're in the middle of the Mona in the middle of the night. I'll probably be bleeding out of my eyeballs.
After having read about the infamous Mona Passage and how destructive it can be, we began preparing for the worst. We reran weak lines, double-checked everything, and Keith changed the oil in the generator.
So what you're seeing there is a Ziploc bag. I take the Ziploc bag and I put it around the oil filter, and I unscrew the oil filter, and all the oil coming out of the oil filter goes into the Ziploc bag so it doesn't make as big a mess. And then I use this little handy pump, and I put the little black line down in the dipstick hole, and then I pump the oil into that clear thing, and then when I'm ready to reverse that, I just put a green hose up into the top of the motor and pump the new oil into the motor, and that's an oil change. So that works out real good.
That's cool. Awesome. Our friends on Ghibli had made the crossing a few days prior, and as we were getting prepared to leave, Ronnie called to warn us of their distressing journey. Rough seas, big swells, and inconsistent winds causing a lot of grief.
It really didn't get real bad until we got to past Samana Peninsula there, and we started heading off from the main Dominican Republic across that Mona.
Right.
When this boat was like going from one gunnel to the other in the water, man, I've never had that much. I've had rough seas, but they're uniform, you know.
Yeah.
This thing went from one side to the other. So.
Well, I'll call you when I leave.
All right, man. You got to be careful, and we'll see you down the road here.
All right, buddy. We are probably about 2 or 3 miles off the coast. Motor sailing, averaging about 6 knots. Weather window's looking like it was forecast. I left a little early into the weather. You know, normally you'd leave at night or in the evening when the trades have calmed down, but they were diminishing. They're calming down. They're still pretty 20-knot winds, but I wanted to get head start on our window across the Mona Passage. So it's not bad right now. Actually, it was worse when we took out a Rum Key. So it's nice. Hopefully it stays that way. We get into the weather zone of 125 on the offshore forecast. That's where the seas get 6 to 7 feet. Right now they're only about 3 to 4. That's nice. Well, this is my favorite part, being in the open ocean, getting some sea room between me and people, and enjoying it all. I like it.
It was actually an unexpectedly easy sail, but shortly before sunset, Keith realized we had a small hole in our mainsail. Up there at that very first spreader, there's a little hole in the sail where the seam is coming apart. Keith tends to sit and ponder things, think about things a while before he takes action. I like that about him. So he reefed the sail just enough to put that hole away so it wasn't exposed, since we were motor sailing anyway and it wasn't really a big deal. So do you have sail tape? We can sew it up?
I have sewing stuff for sail tape.
Yeah?
So I just got on night watch. It's midnight. I got the midnight to 3 shift. Wind's about died down, so we're just motoring directly into the wind. I pulled most of the mainsail in. Everybody else is asleep, so nice night. Seas are just a little rolly, but nothing major. We get into Puerto Rico tomorrow, probably around 2 or 3 in the morning. So anyway, talk to you later. About 7:45, Anna's on watch in the morning, and we've got this small fishing boat out there. I don't know if you can see it, probably can't. Just 2 men in it. We're about 25-30 miles off the coast of the Dominican Republic, and they've been shadowing us for about an hour. Maybe just they're fishermen, or maybe they're looking for whales. It's a long way out of that little boat, but anyway, we're keeping our eye out on them in case they are up to no good.
Aside from the short scare of the might-be pirates who actually went away and never came back, the second day started out gorgeous as we passed Samana and continued our eastward journey towards the Mona. What do I smell?
Fish!
Yum! Yum! What kind of fish?
Mahi.
Mahi mahi? Mahi mahi?
Smell it out there, do you?
Oh yeah, I smell it out there. After our first 24 hours of motor sailing, we used half a tank of carburant, or fuel.
Because going to windward isn't about sailing, it's about motoring.
So I've named all the initials like
Acronyms.
SOG, yeah, Speed Overground,
SOG.
and COG, and ETW. And my favorite one is Average Wind Speed, AWS. Always wear Speedos.
We have a cola. It is the transfer of caffeination. I need a cola. So it's about 10:30. And Jack is on shift, and we're crossing the Mona Passage, and I'm trying to sleep. Keith is up there with Jack because there's some squalls that came in, but it's impossible to sleep. Our bedroom's at the bow of the boat, and so we're just slamming down, and it sounds like things are breaking. It's loud, and it's just sailing. So if you like sleep, don't go sailing.
Well, it's about 1 o'clock in the morning. It's my shift, midnight to 3. I just passing Isla Decepcion, I don't know what they call it, right outside of Puerto Rico here, but just made the Mona Passage, or most of it anyway. We got about 30 miles left to get down the west coast of Puerto Rico. Another good, safe passage for me and my family. Weather worked out good. Everything worked out really good. Everybody's sleeping. There's no wind this morning. It's so we're motoring. Of course, always motoring to windward. That gets so old. I wish we were done motoring to windward. But in any case, that's what we're doing.
Jack's sleeping in my bed. So we're pulling into Puerto Rico now. It's 4 o'clock in the morning on Friday morning, December 16th, I think. and I was late for my shift, but Keith didn't wake me up. He was talking to Coast Guard. We're sitting here. We've made it to Puerto Rico, but we're slowed down. We've are just going 4 knots with the engine because we're waiting for the sun to come up. And so he's going to sleep for an hour and a half till the sun comes up, and then he'll come back out and take over. And I got an hour and a half of sleep, which is amazing because we slowed down and we stopped all that rocking. Absolutely no wind out here. And so the Mona Passage has not lived up to her infamous name. We are unbelievably blessed and lucky and thankful and tired. Tune in next time as we make more new friends while exploring the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. And although getting knocked around a bit motoring along the southern coast, we end up having an unusual and warm but very nice Puerto Rican Christmas.